What's up, guys? Good morning. I'm out here at the putting green at Nature Walk. I'm gonna talk to y'all a little bit about putting and our setup. All right, so to me, setup in putting is really important. There's a lot of different grips you can use in putting, stroke styles, different things like that. Putting is very personal and unique to that player, but setup position is very important. Setup position is something that's going to change from player to player, but using some things to check that your particular setup is consistent and the same for you. And I have a device here that I'm going to use to help with that a little bit. It's called an EyeLine. I love this product. I use it a lot in my lessons, training myself. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a couple setup things that the EyeLine helps me check. Okay, first thing it helps me do is work on my alignment. Okay, there's some lines on the board here, so it's letting me know that once I put my ball in the middle of the alignment device here, the EyeLine shows me where I'm aiming. All right, it's pretty important to know where I'm aiming. Okay, the second part to that is our face being square to that line. Okay, there's another red line down here that makes a little T that makes sure that our face is square to our line. Both those things, where I'm aiming and that I'm aiming my face to where I think my line is, are obviously very important to me making some putts in my setup. Okay, so that's two. The third that's very important is your ball position. Okay, so and one thing I like about the EyeLine, ball is in the same spot every time, so it's helping me make sure that the ball is in the same spot in my stance each time. So probably sitting there saying, how do I know what's the right ball position for me, right? Okay, first factor to consider there is our dominant eye. Okay, whether we're left or right eye dominant. Okay, I'm left eye dominant, so I want my left eye to be 1 to 2 inches behind the ball. When I say behind the ball, that's this way, behind, farther away from target. Okay, and that's because I want to be able to see down my line when I tilt my head. Okay, so for me on this mirror, I'm getting my left eye 1 to 2 inches behind the ball, and that's how far I should stand from it. So how far is that, or how do I measure that to make sure that it's consistent? Well, let's use what I got. Let's use my putter head here. All right, so I don't know many people that walk around with a ruler in their back pocket, but we all have a putter when we're on the putting green. So let's measure how far I am from the ball when my eyes get in the right spot. So for me, I am 1 putter length, 2 putter lengths from the golf ball. Okay, so every putter is going to be a little bit different in width, and that's okay. You're measuring it based on your putter, but I'll say most players are going to be around 2 putter lengths from the ball if their putter is fit for them correctly. So you may be 1.5 to 2.5, okay, but somewhere around that 2 putter lengths from the ball. And when I say we're measuring it from the ball, if this is my ball sitting on the green, that would be 1, 2. Okay, so that's how far I am standing away from it. So now how far is it back in my stance? Well, let's measure the same thing. So for me, I'm about a half putter length back from my front foot. So I make sure that I'm 2 away, okay, and a half from the ball. And I'll take a tee, put it right next to the ball on your big foot. All right, put that right next to that ball there on your big foot. So now I can step into this ball every time, and I'm the exact same distance from the ball each time that I'm going to putt. So that's how I can work on my setup using the EyeLine. Okay, so how many putter lengths are you away from the ball, and then how many putter lengths is that ball back in your stance? So back to the dominant eye. Left eye dominant players, the ball is going to be obviously a little bit farther up in their stance. Right eye dominant players, a little bit farther back for a right-handed player. Okay, so those are the 3 things that EyeLine does for me setup-wise without stroking. And again, those things being line, face being square to that line, and our ball position. Okay, so let's talk about a couple stroke things that this helps with. Let's say pass. So once my putter is moving, it's got a whole bunch of different holes in this EyeLine device. You can put tees at different vantage points to help with your stroke. If I'm a player that tends to bring it back a little bit inside, I'm going to smack this tee over here. If I bring it back a little outside, I'm going to smack that tee. So I have both tees down from the outside to the inside, making sure that my path is good. Okay, the second thing that I think is really important, I tend to struggle with this in my own putting, is keeping my head still when I'm putting. Okay, very important during a putting stroke, try to keep your head still. So with the mirror, I have a spot down here that I know that my eye starts on, my left eye. So when I get done with my stroke, my eye should be in that same spot. What I will tend to do is throughout my stroke, tend to move away from the ball a little bit. That affects where I strike it on the putter. That affects my speed, therefore that's going to affect me making putts or not. So the two things that I like to use EyeLine for during your stroke is, again, path, using tees to help guide that, and then your head, making sure our head is staying in the same spot. So those are our 5 points of our setup check over the ball using EyeLine. Again, EyeLine's a great product, and I use it a lot in my lessons out here. I hope you enjoy watching. Stay tuned for more.